Here's another Troopy build. This has been done together with PCS, as per usual. ProCamp Solutions have done a fantastic job again. We've got a fridge slide in here that has got, as you've seen before, as Rob has shown it, there'll be a coffee machine behind that. The customer will put a 240 volt system in himself. We've installed an inverter. I'll show you later where that sits. So he will hook up his coffee machine to it. Obviously we've also got the slide out table underneath here with the legs. And we've got drawers in here. They are full length as well. We got this panel on the side here as the user interface. So we've got the Victron battery monitor here that will tell us everything about state of charge. Currents flowing in and out of the battery, and you can also monitor the voltage of your start battery under the bonnet. It's also got Bluetooth connectivity, so you can connect to it with the app on your smartphone, and while you drive you can see how your battery system is being charged. You can control the inverter from here, you can turn it on and off. You've got your ARB twin piston compressor behind the panel here, which you can control from here. And you've got 2 water pumps in here. So this has got a deconstructed water hub system in it, where you can pick up external water, and you can also use tank water. And it always works in a way that you will not contaminate your tank water source. Really cool system. Plus you got USB charging ports here. You got 2 twin USB charging ports, there and there. And you've got your normal accessory sockets, 2 of them right here, just in case you want to hook up any type of lights for the awning or something. As per usual in the Troopies, we've added our National Lunar Light on the back here that you can turn on in 3 different dimming settings in white, and then it turns back off. Or if you hold it for 3 seconds, it will swap to orange, and you've got some really nice camp light in the dark. This is actually the perfect setting. You hardly attract any bugs, and you still see enough to make sure you know where your fridge is, and you see potholes in the ground. Just tap it and it turns back off. That's pretty much it for the back. We've rewired the roof rack, so the roof rack had lights and solar and everything on it before, but it just had cables all over the place. So what we've done is we've patched the back here that had multiple cables going in. We put a junction box underneath the roof rack, and we've rerun the cables all into the junction box, and then we've run a 7-core cable and a twin-core cable into the junction box, and now solar, side lights, and also the light bar in the front are all running through that. We've also done something under the bonnet. Come with me, I'll show you around. It had a battery system under the bonnet before with a Red Arc BCDC charger. What we've done now is we replaced both batteries with the Century dual force batteries. We've taken the DC-DC charger out, and we're only using a SBI 12 from Red Arc, a smart solenoid. The reason for that is the customer can now drive as per normal and start off this battery, while this battery is never being touched. All it's got to it is 2 main big starter cables. So a ground that's going to the engine block, and a positive that is linked through the SBI 12 to the start battery positive. So just in case, let's say he leaves his lights on or the ignition on for a longer period of time, the smart solenoid, as soon as the voltage drops, will disconnect this battery from the first battery. This gets sucked dry, empty, you can't start anymore. All you need to do is you push a button in the cap, then this battery gets linked to this battery again, and you can start again. And so it hasn't only got that functionality, because instead of a momentary switch, what most people use to link the batteries, we use a latching switch. So just in case your alternator fails out bush, what you can do is you can permanently link those batteries, and you've got 2 batteries to keep on driving with until they're empty, which will easily give you 6, 7, maybe 8 hours of driving just from those batteries if you turn everything else off. And for a lot of places that means you can get back into reception or to the next road or to the next town to actually get some help and get everything repaired. We've also added our twin MIDI fuse holder here as per usual. This is our pickup for the battery system that is behind the seats. Have a look with me behind the seats. So this here, this is the heart of the system. We've got the power supply from the front coming into the Egon DC hub here. From there, we've got a RedArc BCDC 1250 connected to the DC hub. On this side here, we've got a 150 amp hour Amtron battery, 2000 watt RedArc inverter. This is the shunt for the Victron battery monitor. Here you got your primary power distribution, two big A&L fuses, one for the inverter, one for the DC hub, and furthermore we got some charge points here as well. Rob had the great idea, or Rob and Jan I should say, they've put little boxes in here, so if you got phones, head torches or whatever, the passenger and the driver each have got a little stash box for all the kit that needs charging, and we put USB charging points in here. So all these little things like your head torches, phone or whatever else you might charge, you can always have them charged in here, and the cables and everything will be in here as well. Apart from that, we cleaned up some of the wiring. It's a bit hard to show now. We've reused the switches that have already been in the car. We just rewired them, but all that sort of stuff is behind the panels. We've also supplied, as per usual, if I can get it out of here, there you go, our KT 300 watt solar blanket, and that is a bit special in this one. I'll show you where that plugs in. So on this side here, we've got a panel where we've got a water outlet, a water inlet, an air compressor outlet. This still needs a cover. They haven't been available, unfortunately. And you've got your solar plug-in point. Usually these have been designed for the Anderson plug to go into this little section here. But if we do that, the Anderson plug does not have a cover. So we made a little adapter bracket and spaced it out a little bit so we can add the cover to it. That will actually make the contacts in the in the Anderson plug last a whole lot longer. Thanks for watching another episode of Heiner Builds Your Ride. If you like it, please subscribe, hit the notification button so you will know when the next one is coming around. So that only leaves us to do one thing, I think. The last thing to do before it gets out of here, it gets this little label, ready to drive anywhere.